go to your journal tab, I think both of you, or Brendan, did you twice?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you've made
Did
two.
you twice? My characters are part of a team.
Oh, okay.
I
So
built 7 characters.
nice. So if you go, Justin, to your journal tab, in the top right should be the third one from the left. You should see a little
Yep.
plus button that says character. So yeah, if you
Yep.
click plus character, you don't have to worry about filling out this first page because that'll all be filled out later. So you can actually just click cancel on the thing that pops up. But then
Okay.
another window should pop up that says Multiverse role-playing game.
Yep.
So you can take that, that's its own window, and like drag that and make it bigger. Like I like to size it to the full size of the page. And then in the bottom right, you can click on character builder.
Yeah, once it loads up.
Yeah. Oh, are you using Google Chrome? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. You might double check if you go to your settings in Chrome that you have hardware acceleration turned on. Really helps with Roll20 running better, I've found. I think it's on by default, but some people turn it off for certain things. But if that's
Settings, and what's it called?
just type in hardware at the search bar at the top, and it should be one that says like use hardware acceleration.
Okay, and it should be enabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is.
Okay. Cool. It just helps it
Maximum
sometimes,
overdrive.
but so once that loads up there for you, let me know when it does.
All right, I'm on the edit
rank?
character sheet.
Uh,
Yep, I'm on the rank. Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you'll be rank 2. Everyone will be rank 2. So you can click rank 2 on this page, and then you can click next in the bottom right.
How do I click on rank 2? Oh wait, it's
yeah.
rank 2. I just had to scroll a little bit. Mine's whenever I expanded it, it like wasn't loading stuff up. So.
Okay. Yeah, you might have to expand it and then like let it sit for a second. I'm not sure. But yeah, rank 2, and then you'll be able to click next in the bottom right, or you can just click on ability scores in the top. And I think we should wait. And you're following along too, yeah, Brendan?
Huh?
Okay. So you can the ability scores tab is where you are going to pick your ability scores, obviously. And each one of those boxes you can click on, like the word melee, click on agility, resilience, and it gives you a little bit of information above it in like that top box. But I think it makes more sense realistically if we're gonna do, if you guys are still wanting to do some more random stuff, to choose an origin and then occupation, and then maybe come back and choose your ability scores afterwards, so they kind of relate to whatever you end up being. But that's
Not random.
up to you guys. Well, I mean, what do you want to be random? Like, if you want your origin and occupation to be random and your ability scores to be random, then you can end up with like a really shitty character, I feel like.
No, I just thought like everybody was gonna get. I thought like before the game started, you could have like a drawing and then be like, all right, you're making a logic character, you're making an ego character.
We can, if that's what you guys want. That's not what Dylan did, and there's only 2 of you right now, so I mean, I don't care what you guys end up doing.
I mean, if we're just gonna make characters, that's fine. We just make characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool to, like, if you want to do something random, like choose a random origin and occupation, and then you can, from there, you can actually build a character around that. But, I mean, if you guys have an idea in mind, too, that's fine. I don't necessarily mind either way. Or you can, yeah, if you want to scroll through some of the origins first to see if, like, something jumps out at you. Your origin, and like in the origin section, there's a drop down arrow on the right. You can click on that to see examples of characters that are of that origin, and then some of the tags and traits that they come with. So tags don't necessarily have a mechanical difference in the game, but traits do. Tags are more for like the way your character looks and maybe more of their backstory and that sort of thing. And then some power sets require tags. Like you have to have like this specific tag to take this power, but there's no limit to how many tags you can take. So it's not like necessarily a restriction. It's just like, you know, play into the story and don't, you know, choose every tag in the book, that sort of thing.
Can you take more origins? Just one?
You might be able to in the character creator, but I don't think you're actually supposed to. I can double check.
All these. All right.
I can double check though. That's actually a good quick because it does
How
seem
do
to let you
I
select more than one.
So on my origin tab, I
Uh
see request pending. I don't see ability to a way to add it.
huh. Like, what do you like? Where are you seeing request pending?
In the character like builder
Uh huh.
on the origin tab,
Uh huh.
and it has like in the right it says choose your origin, but it just has like a circle and it says request pending.
Oh, like it's still loading, maybe. That sounds like yours didn't load up. Try reloading the page. Just in general, your character should still be there. You should be able to jump back in. I think Brennan, isn't that what yours said before too? But then it eventually loaded.
I don't remember.
I feel
Yeah,
like, that
I
could have
think
been.
I think I had a smaller number of options, but I was still there.
Okay. Yeah, everyone should have all the options now that I've shared the compendium.
Or there we go.
Okay. Yeah, it might have just been a loading thing.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see.
Is there
Origins.
anything preventing me from being an Eternal?
No?
There's nothing preventing you from doing anything.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess whenever I say anything preventing us, meaning like, would you allow it?
Oh, yeah, go for it. That's fine. You don't,
What?
like... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so is Dylan's character anything in particular? Like, is he?
Dylan's character is like a fighting lawyer. Like, they are very Daredevil-esque. Like, Daredevil and Nightcrawler put together. His strongest skill is melee,
Okay.
Okay.
but it's only a 3, so he's kind of rounded out.
Okay.
So
I would kind of like to build a character kind of like Festus from the Eternals.
okay, yeah.
So
I'm trying to see if you could
that-
take more than.
I want to know too, because I could click on a lot of them.
I'm
That
reading
really
now.
changes what I want to do. Because I could click on magic.
Okay, origin. Superpower character. Some characters like these were born with their powers at this gain of. Several origins are listed here. Each comes with a package of traits and tags that are defined later in the chapter. Additionally, some come with powers, which are described in Chapter 7. If you don't find the origin, feel free to make up your own. The label associated with some origins can change over time with particular setting of the game. For instance, okay. It doesn't say anything about taking more than one. There's got to be some sort of a limit, though, right? Like, otherwise you just take them all and just be God.
Well, I just don't know. Yeah, I am Super Scroll.
Let's see.
I think
Character
I'm gonna go with an emphasis in vigilance.
Okay, cool. Building a character. Determine rank, pick ability, pick backstory, pick powers, calculate other scores. Rank caps, yeah, we're good on the rank. Ability scores, yeah, we know about that. Backstory. Most characters have only one origin, which describes the source of their powers. I don't know, like if you end up choosing more than one, I don't know. Let's just test it. Let me add weird
Looks like it
science.
just adds all the traits for both. So
I mean, if you want to go for it, go for it. Let me know what you're thinking, though. Let's talk about it.
yeah, I mean, because I was talking about doing a mage of some kind.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I don't know if you can pick all the spells and stuff if you just do, like, if you pick an alien race or something like you.
Well, we know you can now because you can choose any tags that you want, as many tags as you want.
That's true.
So you don't necessarily need the origin to have the tags.
Some of the origins are just tags, though, right?
I mean, yeah, more or less.
Some of them have powers. Like if I pick a vampire, it gives me all these powers. But
So
like,
I
if I
think
pick sorcerer, it just gives me the tag sorcerer and supernatural.
but like if you grab vampire, I don't think you just get all of those powers though.
So then there's no. It should. I mean, like There's the same limit on origins as there is on traits because you can just choose whichever ones you want.
Let's see. Traits, you can only choose one more.
Or tags, I'm sorry. Because
Yeah.
that's most of these are tags, right? I guess you get some traits too, so maybe
Yeah.
that's part of it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it's traits. Let's see what it says on the right. Yeah, additionally, some come with powers. Okay, so what if I choose my guy to be a vampire? Then go... It's just interesting because if you don't... So if I finish now, it doesn't say I have any powers.
But he's finishing.
Shoot.
I don't know if that's a problem with the character sheet or... Oh man, which one was I just working? This one. Yeah, okay. It did say something about... Origin. Chapter 7.
It looks like there is a trait for extraordinary origin that you can add. You have an additional origin.
Oh, there you go.
Is that what it is? Like you have to take a trait, maybe?
I think so.
Based on extraordinary. This character has an additional origin. This trait can be selected multiple times, but each time must be clear with the narrator. Take care to make sure that the origins make some kind of sense when combining together. So yeah, I mean, if you got a good argument for a multiple occupation thing, that's fine. I'll hear it.
Okay, so interesting. So some of these origins come with traits, right?
Yes.
So like if you took Alien Kree, you get 2 traits, so you would have no bonus traits.
I think.
I'm just gonna try some clicking.
Yeah. You have an
So that's
additional
still-
trait point equal to your rank that you can use to select traits in addition
Okay.
to any you automatically received based on your origin and occupation choices.
So you do automatically receive those.
Yeah, and
Um,
you get some from your occupation too, so don't sleep on those.
Very interesting. So would you say that we can only select one origin then normally?
I would think so,
Okay.
yeah, unless you take that trait.
Alright. Alright, no, I can work with that.
I think that
Don't
makes the
know what I want
most
now.
sense. But yeah, I mean, if you got a good argument,
There's so many
I know there's so many options.
Ugh.
And if you guys are, I mean, I guess you're not. So Justin, you would end up going with Eternal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then did you choose an occupation?
Yeah, engineer.
Engineer. Okay, so this character,
Since I'm wanting to go something kind of
lab
like
access,
Festus.
gearhead, inventor. Okay, cool. Okay, so then
Yeah, I
after
was
that,
looking
yeah,
at
you get to look
gearhead.
at.
Where is it that you're seeing the, or is it in the occupation?
Yeah, so if you do the drop down, if you click the little drop
Uh-huh.
down next to engineer, you should see examples, tags, and traits that it comes with.
Oh, it comes with those traits. Nice. Okay,
Yeah, yep.
Cool. Because I was looking at gearhead anyway.
Yep,
so
you already have
that's cool.
gearhead.
Oh,
yeah, if you look at the
that's
top
right
of your traits, yeah, it also says the
now.
ones that you get. So
there.
Man,
Yeah.
I need to like read through these traits. Man.
okay.
Handy.
Oh, interesting. I don't know how it works in this character sheet, but we can definitely figure it out.
Thanks.
Extra power picks. If you'd like, you don't have to use all of your character's power picks on powers. Instead, you can trade them in for traits or even ability points on a one-for-one basis. Example, Spider-Man only uses 17 powers. This means that he can convert
Oh.
2 of his power picks into ability points or traits.
No one managed at all.
Characters of nearly any origin can pick any basic power they like. Most characters can only choose power Most characters can also choose powers from any power set they like, although there are some notable exceptions. These are listed in the descriptions of the origins. However, characters who have only the special training origin are a special case. They're restricted to picking. Okay. I think that should be all in there. Okay, that's all the power sets. I'm still trying to figure out. What do you got? What do you keep talking to me?
I don't know. Because I talked to you, I was like, I think I want to be a spellcaster.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much cemented in there.
Okay.
And I was like, but I want to be an interesting spellcaster. I don't just want to be somebody who went to
School and learned how to do it type of thing.
Yeah, that seems kind of silly. So I'm like looking at all the options because I was like, I talked to you about being an Asgardian potentially. I think that would be dope.
That'd be cool.
An Asgardian that does magic would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, but there are always so many more options on the sheet that weren't there before. So I'm like reading through all of them. And I'm like, also being an Olympian would be pretty fucking
Dude,
dope.
I saw Olympian earlier, and I'm like, I could see Justin and Brendan wanting to be an Olympian. Maybe two different kinds of Olympians, but
yeah. So I'm just like, I don't even know. I was like, because it's
okay.
resembling the gods. So those are that's an actual peoples. Like the Olympians are like a race. Because like the examples
Olympians
they
are just like Asgardians. Yeah, they live on, like, Hercules is like a long-term member of the Avengers and stuff like that. So
I'm just curious because like the people that they list here, Ares, Athena, Hercules, and Zeus, are all gods or demigods. So it's like it's that.
yeah, I think those are just like the major characters. Like they don't have any. I mean, they have a few non-god characters listed for Asgardians, but they're mostly like god or god adjacent.
So I think. So I went the two that came with Eternal, or with Engineer, and then for the other traits, I went with Quick Learner and Signature Attack. And I think I'm gonna go for power set. I'm gonna go with a ranged weapon because I looked it up because I couldn't really remember what like Festus did in Eternals, but he like had those little things that he would create and
and like shoot it out like and throw stuff out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Cool. Yeah, and so there's so many powers there. Definitely look through the basic list of powers too, because not all of these are powers like boom, shoot a gun or shoot an energy blast. Some of them are powers like healing factor, or heightened senses, or mighty, or sturdy, those sorts of things. And a lot of those end up being in the basics section. So definitely look through those and think about adding a couple of those too, because things like sturdy like take one away from a multiplier when you're getting hit. So you're just like you're just stronger. You're like a sturdy person type of thing. So.
Oh, point bank. Okay, so we buy it until we're out of the point bank.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So you'll probably get eight powers is most likely what you're gonna end up with there. Yep.
I definitely thought of going with like an Olympian. I definitely thought of it, but I always like watching Eternals. I really like Festus, so I'm like,
yeah, hell yeah.
That seems like kind of fun, and it seemed I've always been the guy kind of right on the front line. I want to at least try being a supporting character, or like a supporting like someone supporting in the system rather than that guy on the front line.
Gotcha. Yeah. It does look like if you choose. It's weird. I'm trying to figure out the exact rule for it. If you choose an origin that comes with powers, I think you're still supposed to just choose those powers. Like, I don't know. It's weird because it says, like, if I go, several origins are listed here. Each come with a package of traits and tags that are defined later in this chapter. Additionally, some come with powers, which are described in Chapter 7. Note that the powers listed here do not come for free. When creating a character, these powers must be picked first. So I
That's
think
under Origin,
its
or-
origin is more like you have to take those powers if you're a vampire or an android or whatever it ends up being. So I don't think that it's like you get as a because like vampire has like 7 powers.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think
I
that
don't
you get
have-
like 7, 8 powers for free and then get to pick 8 more. I think
Yeah,
you are
I don't-
supposed to take those powers first, so you get all
Eternal
those.
doesn't have any sort of
Yeah, I think you
powers
should be good
on
there.
it.
Yeah, this is more for if Brendan ends up going that route. I don't know what you're
Gotcha.
if you're thinking that, Brendan, or not, but I think you're supposed to take the powers that are listed if there are any listed.
Okay.
I think that's just not something that is built into the character sheet, like to do automatically. What are you thinking? Anything else here, Brendan? You got an idea? Still spellcaster? What do you?
Yeah, I don't. Because it could be cool to be an Olympian and be a spellcaster. Could be cool to be an Asgardian and be a spellcaster. I think it'd be dope to be a symbiote and be a spellcaster.
Oh, dude, that's actually nuts. Yeah,
That would be
Right?
cool.
Like,
because then you could
completely
almost
different than-
describe who you're attached to too. Like that could be like part of your character creation is creating the
both characters.
presumably human that you're attached to. Yeah.
Mhm. God, I feel like I have to do that now.
Oh yeah,
bad
it
thing
even
is-
says the character has bonded to one of the Clintar, so it's not that you're. I mean, you're playing both, but it does come with 2 powers that you're supposed to take, which are both powers that make sense for you to take as the symbiote. But
Yeah. The only thing is that it's kind of a bummer to have Mighty on the list. I mean, it's not, but it is kind of if I'm playing a spellcaster and not being a physical fighter, because I'm not.
well, does
Gonna
Mighty
lift stuff
only
sometimes.
add?
It's just for lifting things. It says you're basically one size larger than normal for picking up and carrying.
And they
stuff.
also add a +1 to the melee damage multiplier, and they gained a +1
Yeah.
to melee checks other than attacks. So if you ever end up getting close to someone, you can beat them up. It does a little
Right.
bit. You're right, but I think
it just
that's
doesn't match up with the power
Yeah.
set, which is fine.
it's like me being a witch warper dragonkin. Like it's
Right.
not a good combination of things, but it's a dope combination of things. What's your so you?
What is anathema? Are all symbiotes allergic to something specific?
Anathema. Is that what an anathema means?
Yeah, anathema.
Anathema, sure. I don't know. Let me look.
So they're touched by it, they instantly suffer the damage of a rank 3 attack that automatically succeeds. This continues each turn until they're separated from the substance and are killed or destroyed. So the other thing that I was thinking about was because Schmitty was picking an Eternal, and it'd be fun to be a Deviant.
That's
Mm.
true.
Then we'd have to like,
Work
are we
that
gonna work
out.
together. Are we gonna kill each other? It's like, what's gonna happen?
Mhm.
But that's probably the one I'm like the least interested in. I like honestly, every race on this list could be a good
It's true.
different spellcaster. Like being a Kree or being a Skrull or something like dope. Alien spellcasters sounds cool. Atlanteans, absolutely.
You could be like a
Eternals-
water-based,
Eternals could be spellcasters.
like a water-based Atlantean that does like water magic type stuff, and maybe
Right.
take some like elemental control of water. That could be pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. Or the fact is that, oh man, ancient Egypt is all about like the battle between chaos and order. So being a chaos mage from ancient Egypt, like being like, as taking like being like the son of Set or something, and like bringing chaos magic to the Duat, like just
You could be mythic. That would
okay.
probably be mythic origin.
Well, that would probably be yeah. I'm not 100% sure
Because like there's mythic Asgardian, mythic Olympian. You'd be like mythic Egyptian.
Right, and that's the thing is I don't know if Olympians, because Olympian says Roman or Greek. I don't know why it wouldn't also, because Egyptian gods are right there adjacent to that.
Oh yeah, you could
Yeah.
take that too, and just I don't
But
think
also,
it
I
would
think that has the
really.
enhanced physique one.
Yeah, and God
So-
heritage. But you would probably end up taking the God heritage trait anyway.
Mutant, Gambit's a mutant. Gambit does magic, like it's.
Gambit's power is a mutant ability, but
Isn't it magic though? I mean, just you do magic.
Game
Like
is a little bit.
teleport and
No, you're thinking
shoot
of
spells
Nightcrawler.
and stuff. Well, no, I know Nightcrawler. I thought Gambit could also teleport, but he like flings cards, right?
He imbues energy into cards and throws them, but that's like his mutant ability.
Okay. Well, but it is. All right, that's fair.
Okay. I
is
have
presented.
my power sets.
Okay.
Would you like me to discuss them?
Sure. Yeah. What'd you get?
So I've got environmental protection because
Okay.
I figure, working in like forges and shit like that,
Yep.
he's gonna be kind of resilient on that.
Yep.
I went with a healing factor, and
Classic.
sturdy one.
Classic.
And then I've got suppressive fire
That's is
for
that
a ranged weapon.
ranged weapon, suppressive fire. Let me pull that up and look. Where is it? I don't see. Oh, suppressive fire. There it is. Okay. Cool.
Return fire.
And that's is that also a ranged weapon?
Yep. Yeah. I'll let you know whenever I change.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially,
Cool.
yeah.
Like it.
So return fire and then double tap.
Hell yeah. Okay.
This one is on elemental control. I
Okay,
just
like
went
it.
with standard elemental control. I'm thinking fire.
Okay. Elemental burst of fire. Cool.
And then under telekinesis, I went with telekinetic manipulation, since Festus could like control the like metal and shit like that
Yeah.
while he was building.
Yeah, I like it.
So those are mine.
Cool. Sick.
Mm,
So now you can go to your ability scores if you want and play around with those. I'd read through your stats, read through your traits and your power set, and see if anything's like, you can use this type of check to do this or this sort of thing, and kind of get a feel for what you think. And if you hover over each of the derived stats, so the ones that are on the left and right of the 6, so initiative, health, speed, and focus, it should tell you how those get there. So like your focus is your vigilance times 30, and your health is resilience times 30. You should be able to get an idea of what you want to do there. You could be a spellcasting werewolf, Brendan.
I know.
But it comes with a lot of powers that you got to take as a werewolf, but it is cool. If you were a spirit of vengeance, all of your powers would be picked for you. That comes with 8. At a level 2 at least.
So that's why I just don't know. It's interesting, but also kind of stinks, right? So, okay, so chaotic allows you to use chaos magic.
Yeah. But remember, your
First, I
tags, you can
suppose.
pick as many tags as you want. So requirements as far as tags go, which are the purple ones, you should be okay.
Yeah. Well, see, like all of the magic ones are just tags.
So you should be
So I
good
don't have
to.
to take a second.
You can do
second
magic, however, whenever you want.
Yeah.
Any of these classes should be able to do magic as long as they have the power slots available to do it.
Weapon. Power set.
That's what I
I
just don't understand.
yeah, range.
Because symbiote doesn't come with any tags.
Yep.
So like, you're basically choosing your own backstory if you're a symbiote. The only thing that's happened to you is the fact that there is a symbiote there.
Yeah.
But you do choose 2 powers, which kind of stinky. Is environmental protection and mighty, like I said, not really on brand with what you want.
I would say if you don't want to necessarily take mighty, you don't have to. Until I understand that rule better, I don't think you should have. Like, I think environmental protection makes sense. Maybe you got to take that one. But if you want it to be a weaker symbiote that maybe decided to learn magic instead, that'd be cool.
It's probably okay. It's probably okay. I'm also
Torn between 5 other things.
yeah. It's so bad.
Could be an Inhuman.
This is why-
Inhumans are fucking.
This is why, right?
I fucking
Damn
love Inhumans.
No, Deviant
Like
is cool
Black
because
Agar,
you be like a
Boltagon.
monster.
Yep.
I still love this like connection to Egypt type thing. I don't know what all the spells do either. I haven't looked through all the powers, so I don't know what's good and what's not good. I think I kind of like the idea that him and the symbiote are maybe not on complete speaking terms here. But like I said, like sorcery like is just sorceress and supernatural. So that I don't have to take that occupation or origin to get those traits, like you said.
Yeah.
Just do it. So then I'm kind of toying with the idea. Okay, hear me out, because this is, I think, mixing all the concepts we just talked about.
An Egyptian symbiote.
Yes. Okay. So what if he was an Egyptian sorcerer, and like we don't know, like symbiotes are from space, right? Like it's just like
They're aliens.
out
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
So symbiote came down to Earth a long time ago, and so like he accidentally got the symbiote on him, and attached to him or whatever. He was an Egyptian mage. Symbiote was attached to him, and then he was like, because he had the symbiote, they like imprisoned him, like they put him in like a sarcophagus for like 1,000 years, like 2,000 years or whatever. Like so he's been like stuck all this time, and then just recently gotten out.
I'm into it. That's dope.
So like
he's kind of maybe been like kind of losing his mind a little bit.
But I just don't know, like, so, like, mage, don't have to take an origin for that. But if I want him to be connected to ancient Egypt in some way, like, if, like you said, like, mythic or something,
yeah,
I could take that. But I also don't have to, maybe. What does mythic give me, actually? Let's just look.
Okay, I literally found someone on Reddit that asked the question we've been asking. Do the powers given from origins take up spots for the rest of the choices, or can you add more to the list? And the top comment was from 7 days ago. Says the book says that powers from origins aren't free and that you have to pick those first. I believe now what I think that means is that if you make a rank 4 character with, say, Spirit of Vengeance, that you then subtract the associated powers with that origin and your overall power per rank point by.
Okay. So Spirit of Vengeance is like not available to first level characters, basically. Either that, or you only get 1 or 2 to start with.
Yeah,
maybe?
you only get some of them, maybe.
Yeah,
like if you want to be a
scroll,
right? But you want to be a super scroll, you need another rank to access those powers. The powers that come from the origins are not free, and the book says you have to pick them first. For example, at Symbiote Origin at rank 1, you should pick Environmental Protection and Mighty 1. After that, you can choose your other 2 powers as whatever you want. Okay, so it does sound like that's the case.
So Mythic is just a tag. Sorcery is just a tag.
Yeah, and you could pick tags in your backstory section.
What about...
Well, what's your occupation going to be? Let's look through occupations now, too.
Traits, okay.
Schmitty, in your backstory somewhere, if you want to fill out some of your backstory stuff, awesome.
Yeah, kind of working on that now.
Awesome. Somewhere in one of those fields, type out... Like, I know Appearance kind of has it there, but type out what you think your character kind of roughly looks like, and I'll use that to do some of the AI art stuff, too. So.
Okay, cool.
Okay, occupation for a ancient Egyptian god. So are you doing dual
like
origin then, Brendan?
I think I'm only going to do 1, because I can just take traits. Because Mythic just gives me Supernatural, and Sorcery just gives me...
So you're just going to choose the symbiote one?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to choose the symbiote one.
Okay.
So I might change my mind if I get into this.
So we think that... What you want to say you woke up like 5 years ago, or you woke up like yesterday type of thing?
I think it's going to have to be some amount of time, because...
Okay, so like, yeah, like it's been like...
probably should like learn English.
Yeah, like 5 or 10 years, so you're kind of like acquainted, like you're with the world, but maybe still a little bit out of your mind.
I'm kind of picturing like a Moon Knight situation though too.
Yeah.
Where like
an educator could be cool. Like you could be like a college professor.
Yeah, professor of Egyptology.
Yeah.
But he is
cliche, but
I think is kind of at odds, I think, with the symbiote. Like, I don't think him and the symbiote see eye to eye on most things.
That makes sense.
But I think maybe because he knows magic, I think the same and the symbiote kind of have like this I could kill you pretty easily, you could kill me pretty easily type thing.
Okay,
Like, you
yeah.
know, like I could throw you into the void and you would
Did
never get to me
he?
again.
So
or-
he was kind of a magician before the symbiote bonded to him too.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
still
the
think
idea.
I like the idea that he is was like a chaos magician type thing in ancient Egypt. Like he was
Okay.
like a powerful mage, but then this happened to him.
And that fucked him up, and that's why he's back to rank 2 as well. Like he
Yeah,
kind of lost his
probably.
mind. You always gotta have a
Another
reason
action.
why they were really badass once, but now they're just level 2 characters. So
Yeah, and I don't think, I mean, like I said, like he's a powerful mage and stuff. I don't know if that they mean that he was like rank 6, but like he could have just been rank 2.
Relatively
Just been a good
powerful.
mage.
yeah,
But,
I don't know. The occupations, like not like they're super limited, but there's not a lot there to choose from. Outsider seems pretty well too. Comes from another planet, dimension, or time, and is not familiar with how things work. May have had another occupation back where they came from, but it's not generally applicable here.
Trying to. Wait, maybe this is what I need. Nope. Trying to get back into like the character creation because I had accidentally hit finish or save or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like
before
I've
I
done
got
that.
on the back row.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get
That's
back
why I
into
added
it.
2 characters.
Ah,
I couldn't figure it out.
Let me see if I can get back into Dylan's. Don't know what that did. Oh, nope. I found Open Character Builder. Are you sure? Reopening Character Builder will clear all of your character's data. Actually, let's see if that means it clears all of the stuff that you've changed since you started, or if that...
probably.
Let's see. I can test it real quick.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Okay, so I just made this person. I click here, here. Oh, that's dumb. Yeah, it does look like it resets it, so you might just have to run through it all again real quick. You should be able to have 2 open at a time, though, if you just want to copy paste stuff over that you've done.
Okay.
Dad just texted me asking if I wanted to go see a movie tonight. Actually, that's funny. Okay, so Justin is working on his backstory. Where are we sitting here, Brendan? What are you on?
Okay. So I've
So
got
you've got your
symbiote
origin.
picked out.
Okay, we've got
Let's
symbiote.
jump over to traits.
Did you choose an occupation yet?
I did not.
Okay, your occupation also can come with traits and tags, so
Do you have to pick those first? Like, is that a thing where you have to?
you don't have to pick it first, but if you're looking through traits for things that you want, like you might look at your occupation first.
That's fair. Hmm. Outsider would be cool, maybe. Simply because connections, fresh eyes, stranger. I need those two connections. You know somebody. Oh, don't. Oh, how do I do that? Oh, I just don't check it. Connections. Fresh eyes.
I said, I think we're gonna go see a haunted house, maybe. And he said, "Oh fuck that! I'm not seeing a scary movie." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no."
Is this a scary movie?
But he just read a haunted house and assumed it was scary. Oh man, dude, it is 83 degrees in my bedroom right now. Apparently. Sweating like a whore in church. I don't know. I mean, like from what you said, like he could be any. I mean, he could be like, what did this guy pick up after he did wake up? Like, did he become a criminal? Did he?
I think
Like
outsider makes a lot of sense, just
I think
because both
outsider
the
does
symbiote
too. Yeah.
and him
Yeah.
would be outsiders. All right, I'm just gonna do that. That
Okay.
simplifies what I'm doing.
So that gives you, and then I think we just have to decide what you're, like allergic to, like that thing.
You think we should have to pick something?
Well,
Because
it
like
doesn't
Venom, it's for all of the symbiotes, it's sound normally, isn't it?
It's a particular substance. They cannot voluntarily enter the same space with it. If they are touched by it, they instantly suffer the damage.
Okay.
Let me see if let me search
Are
that
symbiotes
word.
allergic to something normally?
I don't
Water?
know. I'm gonna
Is it
just
from water?
trait question. See what people have asked. Oh. Okay, so that one looks like it's just something that you decide on. Let's see. Oh, look, this guy's just got a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it looks like most of the time people just end up picking something that makes sense. So I mean, we could talk about. You don't have to necessarily pick what the substance is right now, but like, what do you think? I think the idea is that like symbiotes are really strong on their own, so it's kind of like they're like we have to pick what their kryptonite is, type of thing. Like what's? I don't think there's a thing in general that symbiotes I mean, I haven't read a lot of symbiote stuff. Familial love was what's an anthema?
Anathema.
Anathema of their kind. Healing and redemption, compassion, hope. Those were all. I mean, that's not necessarily a substance, but other symbiotes sometimes. There's certain pheromones that are those. So it could be we could talk about it, but it could be theme based or like a literal like you just really fucking hate sand now type of thing. So you should be able to choose 2 more traits too as well. You have anathema, connections, fresh eyes, stranger. So we know what that one does. What does connections do? Character knows someone with access to knowledge in a particular field. The connections: reporter, police officer, politician, mobster. They make an ego check. The character can call on their contact to provide help in the form of clues, information, or resources. Okay. So that could even, we could even just say that that could come up during the game. Like if you're like, maybe my connection is a blah, blah, blah. And then you could say that that's it, you know. You don't have to necessarily pick that right now. Fresh eyes. One way of doing things, this makes them seem strange to those around them, but it means they can bring new perspectives to existing issues. They have an edge on logic checks when faced with something for the first time. That's cool. And then stranger. The character doesn't understand local customs. They have trouble on checks made when trying to decipher such things or when trying to pass themselves off as a local. Okay, so you kind of stick out a little bit. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Did anyone else already take an Iron Will?
Is that a power set or trait or?
It's a trait.
I don't. Oh, Dylan may have. Let me look. Yeah, he's got Iron Will. But I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Have 2 people with strong minds. Although I would argue that you probably maybe don't have an Iron Will with a split person, like a split mind. Like,
Well, I mean, it's when other people try to control you, so I think it's more difficult because.
okay, yeah, I guess you could argue that it's not your. It's not necessarily that you have an iron will, but it's just hard to control your mind because you have 2 different minds going on. So that's fair.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Let's take that.
Could just take monster.
Yeah.
They have an
I was
edge
like, I
whenever
was
they
trying
attempt
to
to
find one.
intimidate someone.
I can't find any that like help with magic.
Could do the. Did you already take God Heritage? Are you gonna do that for Egyptian?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did take God Heritage.
Cool.
Um,
You have to pick what you were the god of, or what you were a descendant of. Yeah, I don't know if I see ones that.
it's like think what is its ego?
Battle
is
ready.
the-
I mean,
right? Like,
Battle just gives you plus 30 focus, and a lot of spells have a focus cost, basically.
okay, I like that. That's fine.
Like a lot of ability.
all
And you
my
can come back
traits
and
are
change
gone.
it. I mean, you can come back and change it as long as at the end here you don't click finish.
Okay, because then we don't know how to come back.
Yeah. I think you can probably still directly edit the character sheet somehow, maybe, but I don't know how.
You can't edit it, yeah.
Yeah, so if you got your origin, occupation, your traits, then yeah, your next is your power set. So, unless you want to go pick some tags first, more tags, then you can do that.
Power sets. Let's look. So like magic is a power set. Omniversal travel, total. Sizing, spider powers. So you said if you choose only one.
Yeah, you're probably not. It's going to be tough to get the thematic bonus, but if you choose everything from one section, then you could have 9 powers instead of 8.
I mean, they have to be rank 1 or 2, right?
Yeah. But you're not going to be able to do that because there's a couple you have to take for your origin, right?
Yeah. What was it?
I'll go back and look. It is environmental
Strong.
protection and mighty 1.
Right. Are those? Do you know where those are?
Basic, I believe. Yeah.
One confirm. Environmental protection. It's crazy.
Man, I've lost my. Top bar to move the screen.
Mighty 2. Uh-huh. Is there environmental protection too?
We're gonna take Jinx, I assume. That's a chaotic chaotic power.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's 27 different powers to choose from. For magic, that is. As a rank 2. Descent Supernatural, that's pretty dope. I just love this, like, icy tendrils of Icthalon and flames of the Faltine and bolts of. I love those names. By the mighty mists of Manapur, winds of Watum. It's just so Doctor Strange, and I love it. So good, so good. What are you thinking? Talk to me, Brendan. Keep me entertained.
Yeah, no, I think some of these. I think I'm gonna take the one that you mentioned, Jinx, probably.
Yep.
I like the
Kind of shows that you probably want to take a decent ego too.
I took astral form because that sounds dope.
Cool.
And then I took brain drain because it sounds like I can refill my focus from other people's focus. I got mighty one, environmental protection, and then I took wisdom, so I can use my ego to defend against logic because I'm just gonna max ego pretty much. I think with this character.
Cool. I'm into it.
And then I took additional limbs just because it sounded cool, and I like the idea of like using the symbiote to
Like have more
extra
arms.
to cast spells.
What is additional limbs character has additional prince. This grants them an edge in melee and agility checks. A character can have many additional limbs as they like within reason, but they get no additional advantage for them. Okay, so it just gives you an edge in melee and agility checks. That's cool. I like it. Any other power sets you're thinking? Just magic and basic?
Yeah. I was toying with illusion because it kind of is the same.
Yeah, there's also telekinesis and telepathy or other magic type things.
Yeah, that's true. Teleportation. Regular control.
Yeah, and then obviously illusion could make sense. I guess not. I mean, there isn't a lot of illusion ones. Like you have to take illumination or invisibility to start, and then you can unlock.
Invisibility's cool though. I don't think I'm gonna do it because I think it's gonna forever too thin. I think I'm gonna go back to basic and take discipline, which
Okay,
just gives me a
discipline
boost
one.
to ego.
Okay.
And then I took hex bolt, so I could just have something that does regular damage.
Just shoot a hex bolt. I like it.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
So, mighty, environmental protection, wisdom, additional limbs, discipline, and then
Okay.
astral form, brain drain, jinx, hex bolt.
Fuck yeah. Your point
It's
character,
fine.
your points are blank up at the top, 0.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, then all you have left is your backstory. Come up with a code name, a real name, and then if you want to fill out your history and stuff, that's all done here. But I would just, for now, when you're done, just click X on the top right instead of clicking finish in the bottom right.
So I've got my character history set up.
Sick.
So I'm going with a similar style name, but more it's the name that was used in Percy Jackson. So instead of Fastos, it's Festus.
Okay.
It's what Leo named his mechanical bronze dragon.
Fuck yeah. All right. I'm gonna do it.
So he came to Earth with the Eternals that we like see in the movie, but he was more of an understudy of Fastos,
Okay.
because Fastos was kind of experiencing the earlier stages of is it Mad Wiry or whatever, however you
Yeah,
pronounce it?
I think in the movie universe, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm kind of learning under him.
Okay.
Eventually he does succumb to it, and I, end up taking over.
Kind of taking over. Okay.
But it's not long before, like, whenever I join in as kind of the main guy, that the rest of the Eternals kind of scatter amongst themselves.
Cool.
And then just kind of make my way, to different universities and stuff under different names and stuff, trying to help advance technology in a more responsible way.
Oh yeah.
Codename, the only thing I could really think of at the moment is mechanic.
Okay. I think there is a mechanic. No.
That's what I
maybe
was
not.
kind of thinking, why I hadn't made it like totally
Official.
like
Yeah. That's fair.
yeah.
You can play with it. All right. I like
guess
it. I like it.
I could go with just like engineer or something. Let's see.
Yeah, and you don't have to
Yeah.
All the you don't have to fill out everything. Like you're fine, and should be
Mhm.
able to. Your
Um,
name and the image and stuff should be able to change at any time. It's just the rest of this I
Yeah.
struggled to get to. Cool, I'm into it. Did you
and
take
then,
any
like,
other tags?
I did not.
Okay.
Would you like me to?
Oh no, that's fine. I was just curious.
Okay. So for the image, I was thinking more using what he has, what he wears into battle.
Oh man, Mad
Um,
Wiry is a trait or a tag.
Oh, it is
That's
interesting.
cool.
I was kind of thinking like for his look, I had it like in parentheses as like a for like your mind's eye, kind of like almost like a medieval Iron Man type thing. Like it is light armor that he designed himself.
Okay,
So
I'm into it.
kind of like a medieval Iron Man. It's not really powered by anything. It's just
Like this,
you
the
know,
magic of Eternals. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Brennan, what color do you think your symbiote is? I know it's cliche, but I've been picturing like a sand brown in my head.
That is cliche. No, I was thinking silver, but I don't hate the idea of going more like bronze or copper because it's
Okay.
a pyramidal thing. So the only thing I'm thinking, so I've decided he is the grandson of Anubis.
Ooh.
So Anubis has children there, also gods. I would assume that he's the grandson, so he's like a demigod type thing. The grandson of Anubis, never fated to be pharaoh, but destined for greatness. He was schooled in magic, as many of the royal family are, and he took to it quite easily when his divine heritage revealed strength. His fate was forever changed when Symbiote, trying to figure out Symbiote's name right now.
Lots of X's with like apostrophes and stuff in them, I feel like.
And I looked up Clintar names on Fantasy Names Generator, and it's giving me all like adjectives: chomper, nibbler, hook, envy, fume, hate, brawler.
Yeah, that's probably like what
mean,
they're
like-
called, but like not their like actual name, you know? You could chat GPT
Yeah.
it and see what it comes up with.
Riot, mania, carnage, lasher, sleeper, and scorn.
You know, like humans call him Carnage, but his actual name is
Yeah.
Zinlatar or something weird, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's true. Carnage, venom.
Sand.
Well, I'm thinking
Storm. No, not Storm. Can't do that.
like chaos would be cool. Or what is another word for? Let's do synonym. Chaos.
Entropy.
Ooh, entropy's pretty good.
That's kind of a
Um,
cool one.
Havoc.
Havoc. I think. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're existing names. It's so hard to come up with an original name because there's so many names. But I feel Havoc sounds familiar.
Mayhem. Entropy does something.
You could have like a. You have your real name be. Like you could have a real name for you and a real name for your symbiote if you wanted, and then like what your quote unquote code name is. Because how the story starts is a pretty cliche way for the story to start, and it's not spoiling anything with Dylan not being here. But it really is like a Nick Fury is aware of your presence and calls upon you guys.
And what does your Nick Fury voice sound like?
Nope. He calls upon you guys and is like, "Hey, I need you to go check on something in Little Italy in New York."
I think I came up with a code name.
Okay.
The Craftsman.
Craftsman. All right, I like it. Hell yeah. So calls up the Craftsman. Blip. Excuse me. Craftsman and Blip. And Sand. Nibbler.
Yeah, I saw that.
I only
I think
noticed-
entropy is by and far the best one we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
If it was only one syllable, that would be better. But that's
I mean, you could call him something that's one syllable, like as a nickname.
could just call him Murphy, like a take on Murphy's Law.
good.
Murph. Oh wait, I didn't mean to close activity. No. Damn it. Oh, you've reached your max playback limit. You bitch.
And I think bronze. I think is going to be
The color.
symbiote. Yeah,
Cool.
and some of my trappings too. Yeah, well, a good or bad thing, I don't know. Or we're gonna have to do 2 character images for me.
That's
There's
true.
gonna be a
I'm into
character
it.
image of what I look like normally, and a character image of what I look like when
Oh
entropy.
man, I'm
arises.
hoping that we can get some good ones of a magic wielding symbiote,
Mm-hmm.
because that does sound pretty dope. But I don't think I'm gonna do, just given what time it is, if we're gonna want to go see something, character art right now. So I will do that tomorrow and just kind of message you guys infrequently, and then we'll do a big reveal of what everyone's character looks like. Come when we play next time. Little off-stream character art. So just ignore the fact that Blip has been sitting in the top left corner this whole time.
Sounds good. You say Blip is
So
his
if
name?
I
That's
just hit
Dylan's character,
X,
Yeah,
If
if
I
you
just
hit
hit
X in the
X on
top
my
right,
window,
it should save everything fine, I believe.
it does
Yeah.
not.
If you hit
It
X
does not.
at X out of it,
Like X on the little window, it does not save anything.
I could have sworn I've done this more than once and had it come in and saved everything. Welp, that's my bad. I guess you
Yep.
have to hit finish.
Yep, that's okay. I've got one that's already there, so I can just rebuild from there.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. Or I can just use this one and it doesn't have the backstory or anything, and I'll send you like what it is.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, whatever works. I think you should still be able to. Oh yeah, I guess if you click exit instead of the X, it does say the
Mhm.
character will not be saved. If you click on them and then click edit in the top right, you should still be able to change their name there if you want to change your
Yeah.
guys. And I would just put their code name in that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it eventually lets you save that, because that would be nice. Oh, yeah, you can click the gear and then go in and manually change things. Okay. Obviously, you can roll in the chat again, so that's nice. Clear chat. Okay, cool. We have the mechanic and entropy, the symbiote. I'm into it. We will, and the craftsman. Excuse me, the craftsman. You guys can change your Discord names once you got it. And entropy, and blip, and then if we find another person, I think I accidentally texted a different group chat that had Sarah in it, and she acted like she might be interested in playing. So we'll see. I'll talk to her. So we might have Sarah join, or we might do a smaller game, or we'll figure it out. It'll be good regardless. I'll just play too. But yeah,
Okay.
cool. I'm gonna call the stream there at least. Thanks for joining on the old session 0, And next Thursday we'll start again.